Andoni, well played. Congratulations on 3 Premier League wins in 8 days. You then had 8 days to the next game. So did that mean you could take a little spell to enjoy what you've just achieved? Did you give yourself any time?
No. When you are in competition, you don't enjoy a lot. What I think is 24 hours. If you win, if you lose, you have to do like this period of 24 hours, and from there you start thinking on the next game. I think it has been obviously a very good week. It's 9 points, but there is also the negative part that they have been also expensive because we've lost Marcos for a long time, and also we are gonna be without Tav for some time also. Yes.
The club gave us a heads up over those 2 injuries. How long are we looking to be without Senesi and Tavernier?
Marcos is an injury, it's a surgery. When you have a muscle injury and they take the decision to go to the surgeon, is because it's a big one. It happened to us in Julian's case, and it's pretty similar in Marcos' situation, different part of the body, but is one's hamstring, the other is quad, but at the end, I don't know, 3-4 months normally is what it takes. This when it's surgery, it's difficult to be less than this. Yes, I think. And Tav is different. As if it's a muscle injury, a normal one, will be out for some weeks, but I don't know how long. But it's not like a big one like is Marcos' case.
With Marcus Tavernier, there's been a lot of attention, bit of criticism over the number of chances he's missed recently, but he's one of your most trusted lieutenants. You play him a lot. What else does he offer? What will be hardest to replicate without him?
I think he's a very good player. I think he gives us a lot in all the phases of the game. I think tactically he's very smart, so we can use him in different positions, in both sides. Now he's playing a lot in the middle as a 10. Even the other day playing as an 8, I think he did very well. And obviously he on the ball has his quality, very good delivery. I think he's giving assists, helping us also in set plays. He's a very good player for me. It's true that probably he hasn't scored as much lately, but the difference between hitting the post against City or hitting the post the other day and scoring is 2 millimeters. I would not judge a player because it was 2 millimeters one side or the other. For me, he's a very important player for us.
Is there any other injury news?
I hope no. I hope no. I hope that we don't lose. I think right now we are in a difficult moment. Every team has these moments, where you lose players. In our case, are important players that normally when they are available, they play all the games. So it's gonna be a moment for all the other players that probably haven't had so many minutes also to step up. I think they are doing well the last games. The ones coming from the bench are giving us good things, and I hope we can continue doing well even with these injuries that I think they are important.
You left out Tyler with it being the 3rd game. Is he okay to
Yes,
return?
I expect Tyler to be available, and he's ready, yes.
West Ham next, what have you made of them in the last couple of games especially?
I think they are a very good team. They have very good players. We had the experience of the Cup, where it was a very leveled game that they won at the last minute, and I expect something similar. They come also from an important win for them on Monday, and only looking at the players they put from the bench, they are leaving sometimes Paquetá, they are leaving sometimes, I don't know, Somerville, Fulkrug, players that are very good, that they have to come from the bench. Guido Rodriguez, that is a world champion, it makes you consider the level of the opposition we will have on Monday, and we'll have to take it like this.
That cup game, it came so early in the season. Is it of any use to you going into Monday?
I think it's useful. It's useful because at the end the players in a big part will be the same. For sure there will be changes in both teams, but the structures, I think we've kept them quite similar. So it's a good reference. I think we played quite well that game. I finished quite happy, but it wasn't enough to beat them. and they made the difference at the end. And I hope we can be better, especially in the last third.
The last couple of games, they've had more shots. The number of shots they've had has exploded. How much of that is down to the return of Mohammed Kudus? Is that a coincidence, or is he hugely influential?
I think especially the game against Leicester, they were very good. For me, they played very well. They lost against Leicester, but they created so many chances that it's, I think, an exception. If they continue playing like this, probably they will even get better results. I think they have difference maker as front. You said about Kudus, if you leave him space, easy situations, he will punish you. Bowen, he's a difference maker. He's a very good player. They have different options there in the number 9. They can use a proper number 9. They have Danny Ings, they have Fulkrug. They can use Bowen there. Different options, and we will have to adapt. Kudus sometimes plays right, left, as a 10, in different situations. We have this kind of players also, and I think it will be also exciting for the neutrals, let's say, because we have this kind of good offensive players that can do different things, and both teams, I think, we are quite similar there.
It's another, in the dugouts, it's another battle of the Basque managers. How often have your paths crossed?
We've crossed. I remember, experiences in Spain with Mirandés, with Rayo, now with Bournemouth against Julen. It's always difficult. He's a very good coach, experienced, and it's the Premier League. Every week you face a very good opposition, very good manager, and you have to be ready for the challenge. And I hope we are on Monday. Yes.
Do you mind taking us back to one of those meetings at Mirandés, Copa del Rey? I think you'd only been a manager for a few months, but it was a big, giant killing. How significant was that for the club, but also for you especially?
Definitely was much more important for me than for Julen, probably, because he has won a lot of things. But for me, in that moment, to beat Sevilla with Mirandés, and it's always special also the Copa del Rey for Mirandés, and it was a big achievement in that moment for us. After, I remember also my first game in La Liga was against him. We lost 3-0. We started straight away red card from the keeper, so it was not so good, that experience. We had, I think, another tie. Yes, I think it has been quite leveled, I think.
And Bournemouth West Ham, that was your first game in the Premier League as well. So again, can you take us back to that first experience of Premier League football? Did you do anything that day that you wouldn't dream of doing now when you've got 50 games experience?
I don't know. I think a lot of players are the same. I remember, Bowen, lovely left foot, Paquetá. I think West Ham have like a solid core. They have kept the last years. They are performing very well. And past season, I remember both games, we finished tied 1-1. Finishing quite happy really with the performance, but when you don't win at the end, you miss the last end, and I hope we can do it this time. But I know it's gonna be difficult, very leveled, small details, and I hope, like it has happened the last games, that we can compete well and we manage to get the win.
I know it was only 18 months ago, but your team has developed and progressed a lot. But have you changed much as a Premier League manager in that time?
I hope so, that I have changed and I have improved. I don't know, but I think I know better my players, especially, obviously the competition, the opposition teams, but especially my players. I have more clear, like it should be, what position is better for each player, and now also I think they know me better and we understand each other much better. I think it's the advantage of being here for 18 months, and I hope we can be better than we were that game on Monday.
Then you've often told us when we sit here about how important the role of substitutes is, how they can be difference makers. Telling us, a manager telling a player, you're not going to be in the starting 11, I want you to make a difference in the final 30 minutes. That used to be a a sort of a gentle way to let them down. But have you changed the mindset here? Do players see substitutes as a big, important role now?
I think they still prefer to start the games. I definitely think it. But it's true that I think they've learned that they can be very important coming from the bench. And they can be very protagonist and they can affect a lot the game coming from the bench. And they can use their strengths when the opposition is more tired, and probably even if you play less minutes, you will have more chances or better quality chances at the end of the games. And I think they are understanding it because we are seeing it frequently, I will say.
How much preparation goes into those subs in the week, and how much is affected by what's happening in the game?
No, they don't know the team during the week, so they don't know if they are going to. Yes, sometimes I decide at the end and the last day. I don't decide the team. Sometimes you think we decide the team on Tuesday for the weekend. In my case, at least, it never happens like this. Sometimes I leave it until the last day. I go to bed and thinking I have 9 or 10, and then this 1 or 2, I don't know, and I let it, and then I decide. So I think it's a matter of adapting. You have to start today, perfect. You have to do 45-60 minutes, a lot of work for someone else to come at the end and have a easier game. We have to value this player also. That probably he didn't score, but he made all the work, all the running when everyone is fresh and there are not spaces, so his teammate can come and make the difference at the end. I think it's a matter of helping the team to win, and I would like to think it like this.
Does that not affect your sleep? If you're going to bed and you still haven't chosen the team?
I'm used now, But it's true that even players think that we decide the team very early in the week and then we work with this, and in my case at least it's not like this. Obviously you have quite clear most of the team, but at the end sometimes there are decisions. I start with this and finish with this, or opposite, or what changes we can do after in the second half, and maybe I want to leave one on the bench so he can cover more positions. So small details until the end that we normally don't decide until the day before, or even sometimes the same day of the game.
Final question then, have you ever, do you keep a notepad next to your bed because you've woken up in the middle of the night and thought, oh, hang on, I could do that?
No, I don't think my wife would allow me to do this. No chance. No, I think sometimes it's true that you are thinking, like everyone in his job is thinking, but normally I sleep quite well. I'm still young, I hope, and I continue sleeping well, even if we lose, so I think it doesn't affect a lot my sleep. So I hope it continues the same way, yes.